Hey everybody, it's Alex Raimi and I'm back with another video. This time around, I have answered y'all's prayers, I've answered y'all questions, I'm giving you what you want. So today we're gonna learn how to do our highlighting and contouring. As you can see, I already have it done. So I'm gonna teach y'all guys how to do that. I'm gonna show y'all guys what products I use, like what brushes I use, my techniques, and what works best for me. So without further ado, I made y'all wait so long. I'm gonna give her what y'all want. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna be showing y'all the products that I use, also like the brushes that I use, and like I said in the beginning, this is not like how you should do yours. This is just how I do mine. So I always like to highlight. I talked about this in one of my favorite videos. It's by MAC. It's a beauty powder. The last one I showed was the Maleficent one. This is the same exact thing, just different packaging. It's a beauty powder. I think it may be discontinued because I think it was a part of a collection. It's called Hot Sensation. It's like this bright, it's a brightening, like pink shade. So I personally like it because I have like I have a lot of darkness like underneath my eyes and like on my eyelids. So the pink really neutralizes that greenish purple tones that I have there. So I go ahead and I apply that with like a domed, flat, fluffy brush. Just because I like how it fits right underneath my eye, and how it applies it. It doesn't apply it thickly. Thickly? Is that a word? I don't know. It doesn't apply a lot of product. It just does a very light, what is that? Light application? So I go ahead, I just get into my powder. As you can tell, I love this stuff because I'm already at the pan. I just get a little bit like this, and I have my mirror right here, so let's turn it this way. Okay, so I just get the side that I have product on. I put it right, like literally right underneath my eye, and then I start doing little patting motions. I like to do it like to the point where the under eye is very bright. That is just my preference. You don't have to do it the same way I do. Like I said, this is just the way I do it. The only place that I apply this to is my under eye. I don't apply this anywhere else. I mean, like I said, it's up to you and your preference. You can apply this on your forehead, down your nose, on your chin, wherever you want to highlight and make pronounced. So as you can tell, it gives me a very like bright like brightening effect. So I love that. So what I use, it's a MAC mineralized skin finish powder. It's in the shade Give Me Sun. Once again, I think this was a part of a collection. I don't know if you can still get this or if it's a part of the like MAC collection like all the time. So I don't know if it's a permanent product or just a limited edition, but this is what it looks like. Let me go ahead and just show you before I put it on. So that's what it's gonna look like. So once again, just like with my highlighting powder, I just get my little brush. Literally, this is a e.l.f. brush. It was $1. I've been having this thing for I don't even know how long, and I really don't think I will ever buy another brush. So I go ahead, take my little angled fluffy brush, and I just dab it in there because, like I said, a little bit goes a long way, and then I even like shake off any excess. I feel like with bronzing and contouring, you should, or everybody should have like their own specific face that they make to bring out those hollows or to bring out those high points in your face. So my face, as you can tell, when I smile, this comes up and this goes in right here. You can kind of see when I do that I just have that little hollow space right there. So I go in with my bronzer. You always want to bronze first, then contour. So I go with my bronzer, make my little smiling face, and then I just lightly dust that bronzer into those hollows. So with very light pressure, you just want to sweep that into wherever the hollows of your face are. And just little by little, warm up your face. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do, because I do bronze my forehead and my temples and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna do half of this side, and then I'm just gonna leave this alone just so you can see like the difference. So go ahead, get a little bit of that bronzer, and then you're just gonna apply it around this area. Very, very lightly, because this up here where it tends to get very out of control very fast. So just take your time and just get a little bit. Okay, so I have this side done and this side not. So as you can tell, there's no bronzer, there's no dimension, there's no nothing besides this highlight. And then this way, you can already see the little bronzing effect that I have going on up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side, and then I'll show you what I use and how I contour. So once again, just going back in with that same e.l.f. brush and that same bronzer, making my little contour face, and then applying the bronzer. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like once you have your highlight and then your bronzer applied. I mean, this looks pretty good on its own. You can totally just stop right here, but me, I like to go the extra mile and just really drag it out. So that's when I go in with my contouring powder. So once you're right here, the contouring powder that I use, it's actually in the Anastasia contour kit. I'm about to show you right now, and you can automatically tell which one's my favorite. So I literally never use any of these. The only color I use is this one right here, which is, let me see what the name of it is. It's in the color Fawn. Okay, so when you're bronzing, you want a color that's really gonna warm up the face. So a lot of the times it is something that's orange or something along those lines, just to give you, I mean, what it says, the bronze effect. And then when you're choosing a contouring color, you want something that's a little gray toned, because when you think of contouring, you think of, okay, I'm trying to create a shadow. Well, when there is like a natural shadow, the shadow isn't orange or it isn't any kind of those shades. So when you think of choosing a contouring shade, you want something that's going to be dark, something a bit gray tone, something a bit cooler, so that when you apply it, it gives off the effect of a shadow a lot better than a bronzing powder would, if that makes any sense. Just go ahead and take the color Fawn or any kind of gray toned powder that you can find. It doesn't have to be Anastasia. That's just the one I use. So just dip your brush in there. This color as well can get out of control very quickly if you're not careful with it. So just kind of dab and then knock off the excess. And this time, instead of bronzing the whole cheek, as you can see that it's all applied right here, since this color is a little bit more cool tone, it's going to give you that real chiseled out definition or defined look. You just want to concentrate it on one area opposed to blending it in a circular motion all over the cheek. So make your little face, and in small circular motions at the bottom of that hollow right there, you're just gonna blend it in there. And you see how much of a difference it makes now? This side looks a little bit more darker. It looks like it's more defined rather than this side that just looks bronze. Once again, if you just like the look of just bronzer by itself, that's totally cool. You can stop right there, but I like to go that extra mile and get that little chiseled effect. So I do get my forehead, but I only do the like perimeter of it because I just want to darken the edge. I don't want to add complete darkness to the whole forehead. Once again, just going on the forehead and darkening those edges. Not really taking it too far out. So this is what it's gonna look like once the contouring color is applied. And then for my last little like touch, it's this highlighting shade right here. That's so dirty. It's this highlighting shade right there. In the palette, it's called, it says One Iridescent Pressed Powder in Born to Dazzle. So once again, I don't know if it's a part of like the permanent matte collection, or maybe you can find something like that, but it's very bright. It's very fine. It gives you just a little sheen, nothing crazy, just to give you that little dewy look. I apply it with a little fan brush. Once again, this is the e.l.f. brush, got it for $1. I just put the brush in there and then I just kind of sweep it around to get some product on there. And then once I feel like I got enough product on there, you can kind of tell that it's on there. Kind of hit off the excess. And then once again, I make my contouring and highlighting face. And then I just apply it to the tops of the, to the top of my, the high points of my cheek. Without really putting on too much. So as you can tell when I move, when I move, it just kind of catches the light. It looks very pretty, it looks very dewy, you look very fresh. Because for me, I have an oily face, so I do use a lot of powders. So doing something like this with a shimmer can go ahead and put back the look of moisture in your skin, so you're not looking so flat and so matte. This can make you look kind of dewy. So once I have some right there, I do like to put just a little bit on my chin just to kind of look like I said, like how it has a little bit of moisture in there. And then I just quickly run some down my nose, nothing too serious, just to counteract with the little contouring that we did right there. And that is how I highlight and contour. Nothing crazy. And this is probably like the video that I've been asked most to do. So it's all about finding what works for you, what kind of look you want to go for, and then just trying new things and seeing how it works out for you.